Good evening, everybody. Today's day number 7 of launching my cold email agency. So, what I'm doing today is I'm setting up an intent based campaign for one of my clients in California that provides janitorial porter services. What that is, basically a full time cleaner that is contracted to the business and hired through the cleaning company instead of the business hiring a cleaner directly to work for them full time. So, a little bit different than routine janitorial services. The what I'm doing for this campaign is building a intent based list of companies in my client service area that are currently hiring a cleaning company. So how I did that, I selected lead generation as one of the GPTs. It's a free tool, and I told it exactly what I'm looking for. So it's going to ask you these basic questions here, and to make things easy, I pulled a list from Indeed of companies that are currently hiring for a janitor in Mountain View, California, where my client is located. Now, one thing to watch out for if you are going to be using this GPT is it doesn't know to filter out possible competitors. So if you see here a lot of the clients or a lot of the businesses that it pulled in the beginning, I believe were actual janitorial companies like LCB or Oracle Facilities. So I had to give it some new instructions. EBM Janitorial Nova Commercial Cleaning. I had to give it some new instructions. Start over and exclude cleaning companies. I do not want to be emailing my clients' competitors to sell their services. That's just not going to go over well. So here it pulled me a list of companies that are currently hiring janitors or commercial cleaners, custodians. I have the company name, job title, their website, location, decision maker name. That's super important because we are sending out emails. If you send emails to an info at or a contact at, you're usually going to get nowhere. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy these into a Google Sheet here. I'm just going to do one page to start so you guys don't have to watch me copy 10 pages. So I'm going to copy that into my my Google Sheet, and let's see here. I'm going to download this as a CSV, and I'm going to create a new campaign and instantly with these leads. Always get the leads before you start the campaign so instantly knows which customization fields to include. So there we go, that's downloaded. So I'm going to go to my campaigns, add new, Mountain View Porter Services. I'm going to add my leads, upload CSV, just drag and drop, company name, job title, website location, decision maker name. That's going to be my contact name. You got to have that. Okay. Let me just edit their last names out. Okay, that's good enough for now, so you don't have to watch me do that. I'll just re-import and start with these contacts and go back through later and do things correctly. So re-download my CSV here. Go back. Janitorial or porter. Porter Services Mountain View. Add leads, upload CSV. It didn't separate first name and last name like it usually does when you get a list from Apollo and you don't want to say, hi, Daniel Linton. It's just a little bit weird to use somebody's first and last name in an email. I like to just use the first name, so job title doesn't really matter. Email is good. Job title, I'm going to use as a customization field for I seen you were hiring for this position. I'm going to upload that to my workspace. Okay. And then what I'm doing, reaching out to companies that are currently hiring a janitor and trying to convince them to use porter services. So I'm going to ask ChatGPT, you write me a 4-step cold email to send to that are currently hiring a janitor and to have a porter from our company instead an internal hire. So let's see what ChatGPT. Why hire when you can outsource for less? I actually kind of like that, a faster way. Need janitorial staff, we have them. I'm gonna run with that. So I'm going to go to my sequences. Need janitorial stuff. Okay. Perfect. Love it. So email 1, hi. Company name. Is currently hiring for a customization field. Is going to be job title. Nationwide janitorial services. I do not mean to do that. First name, comma. Okay, save for email 1 has an invalid format. Properly open and closed. Make sure all curly braces are properly open and closed. Like that? What the fuck? Are properly open and closed. Am I missing something here? Let me try and redo it. Company name, hi first name. I think I did something wrong. First name, there we go. Save, preview, send from to send to Daniel at outsourced BDR. Hi Melanie, I noticed your team at Oracle is currently hiring for a custodian position. Looks good. Before you go through the time-consuming process of hiring, perfect. Let me just move this comma in a little bit. Always preview your emails because there's nothing more embarrassing than sending out hi bracket first name. Your trust, your credibility is instantly gone if you do that. So always preview your emails. So that is basically it for email number 1. Let's see what ChatGPT recommends. I don't have social proof. Love that. Skip the hiring process. We've got your porter ready for number 2. Hi, first name. Lovely. Okay. So hi. Still looking to fill that instead of janitorial role. I'm going to put job title role. Okay, save, preview. Hi Melanie, still looking to fill that custodian role. We can provide a porter immediately. No interviews, no onboarding delays, and no hidden costs. With us, you only pay for the hours you need. Avoid employer liabilities. Get reliable performance with guaranteed coverage. Are you free for a quick call this week? Perfect. Good enough. So those are my first 2 emails. This example is for janitorial porter services just because I have a client that does that, but you can really apply it for any niche. So if you're doing cold emails for your graphic design business, same idea. Go to Indeed and, for example, graphic designer jobs California. You're going to get Indeed graphic designer jobs in California. Give this link to ChatGPT. It's going to pull the list for you. Reach out, say, hi, I'm a graphic designer. Here's a link to my portfolio. I see you're currently hiring for one. Would you be open to outsourcing the role? Happy to have a chat when you're available. You can do it for SEO if they're hiring an SEO specialist or an advertising specialist. It's kind of universal for anything that they're hiring for, because a lot of companies would rather hire a third-party independent contractor, so there's no 401k, there's no withholding taxes, there's no payroll taxes, no Medicare, Medicaid, or any of the other stuff that comes with hiring a W-2 employee. So I hope this video helped. Let me know how you're going to use this strategy in your business, and if it did help, follow along for more. Thank you, and bye for now.